On Monday's wrap-up show, all the talk was about Robin and what she revealed today and that conversation that she and Howard had. It was amazing. It was powerful. You really got an inside look at their conversation and why Robin has been away from the show physically, but we get to hear her every day. So, of course, we had our opinions, and here's how that special conversation went. Two major developments today. One, of course, was the return of George Takei. And the show just takes on an entirely new element whenever George is in the studio. He's so honest, he's so forthcoming and charming, and so explicit in his storytelling that Howard just said hi to George this morning, and then he ends up talking for an hour because George always has something to say and a lot to say about it. But that was followed by Robin, who decided today that she was going to talk about why she's been out. And I think that a lot of people are asking, why'd she take so long? Why couldn't we know this? The show's all about honesty, etc. And I think this is one of those situations where, as you heard Robin and Howard tell the story, you really needed to respect where they were coming from and why they chose to keep this private. There were a couple of things going on there. One, I think if Robin told people what was going on during all of this, there would have been a ton of, and again, your heart's in the right place. How you doing? Are you okay? And the show ended up being very therapeutic for Robin because it was the time where she wasn't dealing with her illness and she wasn't fighting cancer and going to all these treatments. And you really have to take your hat off to her in terms of showing up to work every day, granted via the ISDN line, but still being on air, pushing through, when other people, not just Benji, but other people, they come in late, they have their reasons, whatever else. But you could also see what a literal lifeline this show is for Robin and frankly for Howard. Howard was wrecked when this first came out and didn't feel comfortable doing the show without her. And thankfully she was able to be on, and yes, we miss her being here physically, but she's on the air. It's reached the point now where I don't think anybody even thinks twice about Robin being here because it seems like she's here all along. We miss her for the off the air stuff, but some of us have been communicating with her for a long time, and the range of contact varies from Howard, obviously, who's been talking to Robin day in, day out and helping her through this, which now she's been out for well over a year, to other folks who, I've been emailing her a lot. Gary, I know, has been talking to her quite a bit, but no, not one of us, with the exception of Howard, really knew all the details of what was going on and what she's been fighting. And thankfully, she got that diagnosis. She's still working and fighting through, but it looks like she's cancer-free and hopefully going to be back here sometime soon. But Gary, I know you said a lot of it came as news to you. You knew, you were aware, but you didn't know all the details that were coming through.
I knew about the first operation. In fact, I was getting phone calls the whole day while she was in the operation. And it was a really weird day because I got some misinformation. And so I was out at a charity event. My phone rang, and it was almost like, this is not good. Not that anything was going to happen to her that day, but that it didn't look very good at all.
She spoke a couple times about getting a prognosis or the possibility of a prognosis like that. Like if this spread all throughout her body, she was done. But
this was that first day operation that we all knew, here on the show, knew she was going in. I got the report it was not going well.
Yeah, that she told was an 8-hour operation.
12.
And the reason was because that grapefruit-sized tumor inside her was so big they had to move her around to get it out of her. But can you imagine waking up after that? Nobody's there. You went in not knowing what, the prognosis was going to be. You have those marks you can't see on your stomach. I can only imagine what that, and granted, you're probably not all there because you're drugged. But
which could be worse.
Yeah, but oh my God, to not have anybody there, that's just crazy. And I do remember when we went to visit her, how happy she was to see her. Thankfully, we didn't get the Benji treatment. She was happy to see us.
Didn't she look great when we went to see her?
She looked fantastic. I couldn't believe what she just went through. But the other thing was, when we were talking to her, you looked over to the window, and sure enough, you saw that picture of Howard. And that's really what got Jason. No go. That's really what got her through a lot of this.
But as I said to Howard today, I guess everybody on the staff knew different, varying degrees of stuff, and my assumption was after that initial operation that it was still touch and go, but that she was going to be all right, but it was going to be a very long recovery. I did not know that they told her, like, hey, we're just going to try to make the rest of your life as good as we can. And in a way, I'm sort of glad I didn't know it now, because it would have been really fucked up. It would have, it would have been terrible.
Well, if a doctor is telling you, okay, here's how we're going to prolong your life, you're immediately like, what do you mean prolong my life? And the fact that she was saying, I thought she was so candid about this today when she said, I didn't know if I wanted to live my life that way.
I get it, but I think nobody wants to live their life that way, but I would like to think that it's better than not living at all.
Well, yes and no. I mean, to her, with her personality and the way she sort of lives life, it didn't sound like she was willing to go there. Jace, what do you want to say?
I actually just came down to tell Gary that the meatballs are here, and if we should wait, keep them out in the lobby, or wait.
No, go put them out.
Oh, okay. But in terms of Robin, it was great hearing her today. Will and I had lunch with her a few months after her surgery, and just like everybody else is saying, couldn't believe how much energy she had, how good she looked, how on top of it she was. Both my parents have had cancer, and I know what it's like after a round of chemo or something like that, and you don't want to move, you don't want to talk, you don't want to do anything. So it's crazy how well she responded to all that.
Yeah, her first round of chemo, she was commenting how even people, you had chemo, she didn't lose her hair, she didn't lose her energy, she kept going. The second round, that's where she lost her hair. It really, kind of hit her a little bit harder. But yeah, she's what I've been emailing TV stuff with her. I thought I watched a lot of TV.
Right.
Obviously, she's in a position to watch a lot more than me. But her spirits are just so great. And Howard always makes the comment how if nobody else was here, he could do the show, just him in front of the microphone. I believe that, but I honestly think now if Robin wasn't here, I don't know if he would want to go on with the show. It would just be, not only would be different, but today you got a great window into how close their relationship really is.
Yeah, and I'm not going to get too into it, but when we thought that, at first we thought that Robin might be out for a really extended period of time, and we were trying to figure out how to handle that situation. And I would just say the best word I could use is it was very unsettling for Howard. It's just, not only because of what does the show, because you do something the same way every day and there's a chemistry, but because of what I could imagine he was thinking. I would think it would be very difficult for him to do the show and not be thinking about what's going on with her. And that would really be hard to pull off.
Were your feelings hurt when she said that she didn't think you could handle what was going on, and that's why she didn't tell you everything?
No. You want to know when my feelings were hurt? When Howard imitates me, makes fun of me for saying I didn't know anything, does his bucktooth thing where he sticks out his mouth like this, and so Gary came to me and said, I didn't know anything. I'm like, what are you picking on me for? I didn't know. Like, why am I the asshole?
I think Gary might have been a little too sensitive for Robin. Just judging off his sensitivity right now.
Based on that?
Yeah, based on maybe she was
because as you listen to the conversation, Howard's making jokes. Howard's trying to make it light because it's a really heavy thing you're talking about.
All right, Benji's
here.
To your left. Go get him.
Oh, Benji got hit. I mean, Robin actually said, she didn't want Benji to visit. And I don't know how much she was kidding when she said that.
I don't think she was kidding at all. And I felt bad for Benji.
So did I.
I mean, you're going to make an effort to visit somebody. Don't mock them.
Gary, initially, a lot of people, when Robin wasn't here, were complaining and saying, well, why doesn't she come in? And kind of, or thinking that couldn't understand why this was being kept private. And as a fan, I get it. I want to know what's going on because that's what this show does. That's what it's always been. But you also have to figure if we're keeping something private, there's probably a good reason for it.
John, you just teed up. You've seen me in the back office, how long I've been waiting for this day to talk about this. I found it very upsetting when people called up with all these conspiracy theories. Where's Robin? Why aren't you telling us? This is bullshit. And I understand the show's a very honest show, but as you heard today, I thought it was very obvious. Robin was sick. Then we went away. And then when we came back, Robin missed a day. And then we were on the air again, and Robin wasn't telling her story. And, it came up even on the wrap-up show a couple of times. I just felt like, I think most of the people in the audience understood that they would trust us enough. I would always say it's Robin's story to tell. And if it was something we weren't talking about, then I thought it would be really obvious that it was something super important. And Jason and I were talking about this because he said it came up on one of his shows. Like, what's the conspiracy? Like, what did you think we were covering that Robin was doing? What did you think she was up to that we were covering for her?
Well,
wasn't it obvious she was sick?
Well, everyone always has conspiracy theories about this show. That's part of what makes it tick. But Howard and Robin clearly had a conversation about it, and if they were going to talk about it on the air, and they decided not to because they felt the focus would be on her illness versus doing a good show. And I said this before you guys came in. I think that Robin found it very therapeutic to go to work and have a good time and break balls and do whatever else because it was an escape from what she was dealing with, which was a life-threatening disease.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't think I'm speaking out of school. Robin and I hung out about a month and a half ago. We had a weekend together with a bunch of people, and we were talking about Robin Roberts. And Robin Quivers said to me, "Gee, I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could do that at all." And I said, for her, maybe bringing the audience into it worked for her. For Robin, I think she just felt like, because it also defines you. You know what I mean? It defines you in a lot of ways, and, it can be difficult. So I think it's a very, very personal decision.
Well, we all tried to give our support and talk to Robin and reach out to her in a lot of different ways, and she reacted differently to different people, but she did say that the sweetest of them all was none other than Ronnie Mund. And Ronnie, you love breaking balls with Robin and vice versa, I know, but you knew what was going on, and I know how close you guys are. I'm not going to say were, but are. And to hear her finally tell this story, do you think she was relieved? Do you think, are we happy that now she's at a place where she feels comfortable talking about this?
Yeah, I think so, because, it's a rough thing to have to go through, being sick to begin with, and depending on how sick you are, you really sometimes don't want to talk about it, and you want to forget about it and go about your life as best you can. And that's what she was doing, basically. I mean, she didn't miss a step with sticking me in the back during the shows, with her big knives and stuff, which I always bust her balls about. But I know Robin for a real long time, and I've seen her go through a lot of shit. Not with sickness. Well, yeah, with a different kind of sickness, and I've seen her go through it, and where she was locked in the house and never came out of the house and stuff like that. But I don't want to go into too much detail. But it was good to see that she could snap back from this, and I'm real happy for her.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we have a very interesting organization here. Some of us have been together as much as 30 years. I'm 30 years with the show. Robin's like 33, Fred's like 36, and Ronnie's like 28. We've all been together a long time. We're a family, a dysfunctional family. At times we fuck with each other, but we're a family. And it's more than just working together. You do work together and there's a bond there, but we feel like, I know for me, like when I think of like myself and Howard and Fred and Robin, I felt like, something really amazing has been built here. Howard's built this empire. He's built this legacy in radio and in television. And we were all a part of that. And that, that really is a big bond. And, we see each other socially a lot too. I was joking around, like Robin started sending Christmas gifts to my kids when they were really young. And now my son's in second year in college, Jackson, and she still sends a gift. And I talked to her about it once, and she said, "You know what? I knew you when you lived at home with your parents. I watched you get married. I watched you have kids. I watched your kids grow up. I watched your kids go off to school. That's what we are. That's what we're doing here. This is our family."
Benji, you, I think, didn't get that kind of love today. And part of it, yes, it's the show, and you're Howard's making people laugh, and that's the way it goes. But two things. One, first, with Robin being out, and coming to work every day and showing up, going through chemo, all that stuff. Did any of that resonate with you, thinking like, wow, maybe I should be doing it? But you've been...
No, like Gary says, like, we are a family, and I live in the shed out back, but we're a family. But no, I was, and I thought it was so silly when people were making a thing about, ISDN. Who gives a fuck? I mean, if you do give a fuck, you give a fuck, but it's like everyone's job has their own things and everything. And yeah, no, I don't think I took it so much like, oh my God, she can do... I just took it overall as a very inspiring thing that she can be facing mortality right in her face and still, be a creative, artistic person.
Yeah, I will tell you that I knew I mean, I've always known that the show's meant a lot to Robin, but I really got to see it firsthand because she didn't miss a couple of days. You know, she missed like 2 days, but she didn't miss. Somebody in the same position would have missed a lot more days.
Yeah.
And the tenacity that she had to make sure she was there for those days. And I could tell that the show meant everything to her, that you know, everybody finds, you know, sort of strength in a different place. And for her, it was being on the show every day. I think the feeling was, if I can get in front of that microphone every day, I can go another day.
Did it hurt when she said that, you know, thanks for trying to visit, but
No, I you know what the problem was, like, first of all, I texted when everyone was in that period when we knew she was told she was in the hospital and everything, but she texted back like an ambiguous message, which she said like, "Oh, not this week, but definitely check back next week." And I think that happened more than once. And I knew she really didn't want me to, but the text was ambiguous enough that I had to keep responding.
But it sounds like when you call a girl and you go, "You want to go on a date?" She says, "Not this Friday, but maybe next Friday."
Yeah, but eventually it works usually.
the other thing is you want to sort of respect the person's privacy. And also, Robin clearly, with some people she wanted to talk about this, but with others she didn't. And I think, I don't know how you communicated, Gary, but I was very careful to be like, just talk about TV, hope you're doing great. And if she wanted to talk about that, you know, what she was going through, that's fine. But if not...
Oh, you did talk to her.
I think you're a better friend... almost, if you don't go there, because you're respecting their wishes.
I ended up speaking to her a lot. Like, I'd call her every probably month and a half, and I would call her, and I'd leave her a message, and sometimes she'd call me back in a day, and sometimes she wouldn't call me back for a week or two. But she always seemed to want to talk about where she was. I never had to ask her. I would just be like, "How are you doing, Robin? I'm just checking in with you." And she would generally tell me.
Did you check in with her a lot, Ronnie?
I checked in with her a lot. I saw her a lot in the hospital, and, you know, both hospitals she was in. Mm-hmm. It was good to see her. And you know what? It made me feel good because I made her laugh, believe it or not. We sat there and we had some really good laughs. We talked about old times. We talked about old shows. We talked about how I got my balls busted. She got her balls busted, how we busted each other's balls. And the funniest day was the day with the picture. She was showing everybody the picture of Howard, which was a scream.
But Ronnie, did you ever have a point where you thought to yourself, we might have to someday do the show without Robin? Did you ever have those thoughts?
In the beginning, yeah.
And they were fucking weird, right?
Yeah, it was real weird. Because I remember the day she walked out of the studio when she was leaving here to go for the first operation. And I just walked over and I gave her a hug, and we both basically almost busted out crying. And I just said, you know, I love you and don't worry about it. You're going to be good. And that was it.
Well, I don't know if you guys talked about this already. Do you think Howard would want to go on without Robin being a part of the show? Long term.
I think at some point he would make the decision to do it because he's at the end of the day he's always got that driving force. But I think it would be a difficult decision for him, and it would never be the same. It just wouldn't be the same. And it might be at the point where he might do it for a little bit more and go, you know what? I thought I could do it, and I can't, and maybe I don't anymore.
I think he'd still be a personality and be part of the media, but I think the show would probably, my guess is he might decide to end it then.
Well, there's a big difference between like her recovering and knowing that she's going to be back in X amount of time and her not coming back at all. I mean, that's where
that's what I'm saying. Well, Gary's implying, God forbid, she had passed away. And I think there's a good chance, if she had, Howard might have decided this is the time to end it.
It could be.
It's a distinct possibility.
Cheryl in Nevada, welcome to the Wrap-Up Show.
Hi.
Hi, Cheryl.
Excuse me. This is me? Oh, I'm sorry. I was listening so intently there. Well, one question I had, Robin is coming back, so my main question was, is her little mini studio still there?
Yeah, it hasn't moved.
Well, I got a lot of stuff in there. I got to get out.
You know what? There is. It's funny. We did a renovation that we talked about in the air, and there's a lot of stuff in there.
My winter's jackets.
Yeah, but I mean, it could be cleaned out in a day, and we're ready.
It might take a couple of days, but
Victor in Gainesville, you're on the Wrap-Up Show.
Yeah, I just have a question. I'm happy for Robin, and the kind of treatment that she got is incredible. Do you think if it were an average person other than Robin Quivers, do you think that person would have gotten that type of care, given they only have a limited amount of money, or, with the new health care law, do you think that would have changed the type of care that Robin received?
Well, there's a lot of questions there. I'm not sure what the new healthcare law is, so I'm not even going to get into that. And yeah, Robin probably has more tools because she knows a lot of people, and of course she should use them. But I think what I really got out of today, which I'm seeing a lot of people up on the board are talking about, is even if you don't have a lot of money, you should always get a second opinion. And I'm seeing so many people have been calling all day. Some guy tweeted out, my dad never got a second opinion and he died. I get a second opinion when I'm getting a roof put on my house. I have 3 guys come and look at it. You should always get a second opinion. You should, and that's one of those things you never can trust just one person.
But Gary, I agree with you, but that's easier said than done. If you're in a hospital that's a good hospital and someone's giving you a diagnosis and you feel like they're sort of taking care of you, it's hard sometimes to do that. Thankfully Robin did, and Sloan Kettering is an amazing hospital for this kind of thing, and thankfully it's worked out well. But I know a lot of people are like, I don't have that kind of money, I can't get that kind of care.
But does it cost money to go to a second doctor and just say, look at this, what do you think?
It depends. It depends on the doctor. It depends on a lot of different things.
And the other thing is, even if you don't, again, just to go once to the doctor, it's your life.
Yeah.
It's your life. So whatever money you have is useless if you're dead.
And even if it's not, even if it's someone who is on your plan or whatever else, if you have a plan, it's another set of eyes. And that's always good, especially when you're dealing with something like this.
Right.
And you want to have a fighting chance, that's for sure. Neil, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, guys. Great show today.
Hey, Neil.
Very emotional. Yeah. I love that emotion. You don't get a lot from the Stern Show. It was nice. Like those switch. I was just wondering, do you guys find it inspirational at all? Like what Robin's been through? Like, is it harder to take a day off? Like knowing, you get the sniffles, you don't feel too great, but you think what she's been through and it kind of pushes you through the day?
Well, I'll tell you something. Even before Robin, nobody takes a day off here for the sniffles. So anybody who takes a day off for something, it's usually got to be something pretty important. And in fact, Howard sent me home one day because I was in the bathroom waiting to throw up. But is it inspirational? Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know that I could. First of all, I don't think anybody needs me on an ISD online if I'm not here. I'm doing a different job. But I don't know that I could pull that together every day the way she did.
It inspired her. It got her through a lot of tough days. And sometimes, like you said before, Gary, that's what you need. And it really, kept her going. You sense that, Ronnie. Like when she's on the air, she's not dealing with all this medical crap. She's doing what she loves to do.
To listen to her on the air, you would never know she was sick. That's the whole thing,
Pretty incredible.
And maybe that's why, some people were suspicious that there's something going on
because she sounded so good.
She sounded good. But again, we were very clear about saying there's a reason Robin's not here. We're not going to tell you, but just trust us.
Mark in Albany, you're on the wrap-up show.
You know what? This was a great show. I was just talking to a friend of mine that's a big fan last week, and we were saying that nothing's ever been said about Robin. And I realized that this is a personal thing, but on a fan standpoint, we've been kind of drawn into this world, and what's going on? Nothing's being said, and my gosh, was this as random as this phone call that came in and opened the doors, or was this something that Howard and Robin had talked about, and then decided this would be a good time to open up about it?
Again, when I spent this weekend with Robin talked about how she was planning on talking about this soon. I didn't know it was going to be today, but I knew that she was planning to talk about it soon because she felt comfortable enough where she, like she called me in January to say, I'm cured. And I almost didn't know what to make of that. What does that mean? And I was like, it also seemed she was cured pretty fast, so I was like worried for her. But then when she explained the whole thing to me, I sort of understood it. And, you just want to make sure everything's going well.
I think we all knew that when she was ready, that's when she was going to talk about it.
But that's what we said all along.
Yeah, and that's what happened, sure enough. Ralph Sorella, you're on the wrap-up show. Hi, Ralphie.
Hey, quickly, well, let's be honest here. Robin's alive because she's rich and she knows other rich people who can get her the best care. Most people can't get what she got. No matter how many people you consult with, you can only consult with so many people.
I agree with that. I agree with the first part of that, Ralph, that she got the best care she could because of her wealth. But you can still consult with other people and get a different decision.
Yeah, but I don't know how much she got into it, but it really was her even at her space, they were telling her she would have like horrible quality of life, and then she found the right people. But anyway, but what I couldn't get over, and you talked about it a little bit, Robin's energy.
Yeah.
I had dinner with her one day after she had chemo. And I was like, my God, if I had chemo, I wouldn't be moving. I would just be laying there. I mean, and she's like, oh, yeah, it's like, was another thing she just fit into her day.
Yeah.
I was like, 12, I got chemo. Oh, I got to meet Ralph at 3, and then...
It's interesting. I actually want to credit one of the writers from the Letterman Show emailed me this morning, and he asked me a very interesting question, which was Robin watching Breaking Bad while she was going through chemo? That must have been so weird. You know, that whole plot line last summer, and, you know, he's getting chemo, and it's just a strange thing, because I know how much she loves that show.
Oh, right. Yeah, that would be weird. But now, did she say that she is, what did she say about her state right now, where she is?
That she's cured.
She's completely cured.
Yeah.
Don't you have to go a certain amount of months or even like a year to say that, though?
I thought so, too, but she said that's what her doctor told her.
She said her doctor said she didn't use the word remission. She said, you are cured.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's great.
All right. Thank you, Ralphie.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ralph's right. Her energy is but she's always had that energy. She's always running. I mean, well, recently she's had that energy where it's not surprising to me that even though she got chemo, she was still up and running and going, because she has such a joy for life. And I think that's what caused that conflict if she was in a condition where she couldn't do what she wanted to do. But one of the things that Benji brought up before, Gary, was, would Howard continue with the show? And you feel like he would.
Well, I feel like it would be something that he'd have to really, really think about. I don't think he'd go like, oh, let's just do the show tomorrow. I think it would have to be something that it would weigh on him. But, you know, you and I were talking about it during the break. You know, how could he do the show without Robin? And I would think that, you know, Robin's feeling would be, hey, we built this amazing thing. Don't stop because of me. Keep it going. Don't diminish what we built.
I get that, but I also think I remember how out of sorts he was when Robin was, you know, maybe wasn't going to come back and all that. And I know the show has gone on and lost a bunch of people as time has gone on, but with Robin, and at the point of Howard's career, I just don't know if he would, even part of him would want to. I think out of respect for her, he almost wouldn't do it. But thankfully, we don't have to find that out. Steve in Louisiana, you're on the wrap-up show.
Yeah, man, you kind of hit on what I was going to say, John. It's just, I don't think that the fans were necessarily projecting hatred towards Robin. It was just the fact that, you know, Howard's performance can be affected if she ain't there. And so it's just the fact that she wasn't in the studio seems like she's a step away from not being on the show, which means Howard wouldn't be doing the show. The dangers of doing a show like this where it's full disclosure is that when it gets real, is that, you know, you're towing a line where it's just, you know, the fans feel like they're owed things, but that's just the fans that don't get it really too, because they feel so personal with the show that it's like, I need to know everything right now. But, you know, sometimes it's just like, you got to back off, man. This is a TV show. It's entertainment. It's not, you know, some people get involved as it's their life, which is, you know, yeah, that's how it plays out. But you can get into dangerous territory where people are vindictive about how she's not there. But I don't think it was necessarily against her. It's just the show not keeping on going.
Steve, I think that's actually really well said. I also think that I don't know how you would rank the listeners, like a casual listener, but even if you're a pretty regular listener, I think that it was very difficult to tell that Robin wasn't in the studio. I think that if you missed the days where we were talking about what happened and we didn't refer to the ISDN, I think that there was that you wouldn't know.
No, I mean, I'm here. I'm in the studio, and if I wasn't looking up to see, I really wouldn't know.
So yeah. I don't think that it changed the show. You know, it may have changed it for us on a lot of levels, and then we got used to it. I got, you know, at the beginning it was a little bit harder not having her here, and you know, like I would IM stuff to Jim McClure, he could give it to her, and I could speak to her that way. But there were a lot of people, you know, who didn't know. The interesting thing is,
I found out today.
The interesting thing is, my job before every guest was to go in and say to the guest, hey, by the way, Robin's not in studio today. She's doing the show from her home via ISDN line. And I would say, don't reference it, not because the audience knows she's not here, but it slows down the show if you go, hey, because remember at the beginning, a bunch of people go like, where's Robin?
Yeah.
And Howard got all pissed off at me. And it was very interesting. Like people would get this different voice on. Like I remember Bradley Cooper, like, go, I know, how is she? You know, like people who really love the show understood it and know, but they would put on their sad voice to ask how Robin was, and everybody to a person asked how she was.
When you hear Howard and Robin having these serious, emotional, deep conversations, someone always has to lighten it up. Like it's almost like they're scared to go to that place for a bunch of different reasons. But thankfully they did today, and you got some great radio.
Although I suspect they went to those places when they were talking off the air.
Yeah, just the two of them,
and that
of
must
course.
have been really hard.
Yeah, I think it weighed down, obviously, on Robin and certainly on Howard. But again, happy ending to the story. You know, thankfully, it looks like things are looking great for Robin, and we wish her, you know, a speedy recovery, of course. And now that she's cured, hopefully, only good things will happen.
Hey, what's up? This is Will, and on Tuesday's wrap-up show, we talked about who's changed the most on the staff since they started working here. We know a lot of them have changed physically because they're all fat asses, but we're talking about emotionally, spiritually. It's great stuff.
Will's here because I wanted to bring him down to talk about Dr. Chin, who is very clear about the woman that he wants in his life to marry, and had a bunch of different conditions. And the guy, I mean, he's not a bad looking guy. Clearly he's successful. I mean, at what he does, he has got a bunch of money, and he's just looking for the right one, but he's going about it in an awfully strange way, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, he's very specific about what he's looking for. And, you know, he said to me that he has more money than God at this point, and he doesn't really care what his parents think, so he's just going to go for what he wants. And he just happens to have a list of exactly what he wants.
I have to tell you, it's more of a visual thing. He won me over when he showed up in the lab coat.
Yeah.
You know, like it was almost like we called Central Casting and said, send that guy.
My favorite part of the interview was when he revealed that he's done some work for strippers and they pay him in funny money. And he doesn't, but he gave it to his staff, and, you know, they all
Which is like, so then he sends me an email where he goes, yeah, I got tired of that. That's like, you know, what's his name? Joey Chestnut doesn't want to eat another Nathan's hot dog like I want a lap dance. I'm like, oh, okay. Interesting analogy.
And I guess if you find the wife, you get a Ferrari out of it. So it's still a pretty interesting thing to explore if you want to go there. But I was wondering, like, where this ranks in terms of, you know, a lot of times people will get on other people here for not lowering their standards, like not settling. And he's, what, 40? He's in his 40s.
He's 47.
At a certain,
Is he?
At a certain point, you need to, you know, sort of come to grips with what's out there and make the best of it.
Well, he's got a couple of things that most average people don't have: a boatload of money and a great job. So those are things that allow a guy that may not be a 9 or a 10 to look for a 9 or a 10.
Right. So what I'm taking from you is you think JD needs to marry a 4 at this point.
I didn't say that. You said that.
Oh.
But
A 4+.
And JD is more than welcome to come down here to discuss this. But no, JD's been accused of just that, you know, having his standards too high and not being willing to, and settle's the wrong word because it's insulting, and that's not what we mean here. But
find a girl with a good personality.
Well, that's even more insulting in some way. But you know what I mean? Like, what's wrong with someone who maybe looks like an ape, has a personality of a 12?
So you look like an ape?
An 8.
Oh, an 8.
But we've had these conversations before. Like I haven't seen many of the girls that JD's been with, but JD just needs like a good, solid girl. And when I mean solid, I don't mean fat. Will's already teed up his next joke. But like, what's wrong with a girl with has he ever dated anybody with a normal job and without drama? Just like a good, solid girl, a girl she's cute enough, she's nice, she's smart, and she likes the things that you like.
But you have friends like that, I'm sure, where the drama always seems to follow whoever they date.
Yeah, but eventually they sort of, you know, you know, you can't complain that you can't make it happen if you're not making some efforts.
Yeah. I feel like this show has kind of perverted him with women.
Oh, please.
You know, like
we fucked him up.
Yeah, absolutely.
We fucked him up. First of all, I got this skinny little nerdy sweet kid who never took a drink in his life.
Right.
And who hadn't had sex. Now, you know, he's like pounding him down. He's, you know, he's been with strippers and porn stars, and, you know, it's not real life.
Would you say
it's funny because that's a lot what that movie Don John is about.
Would you say that JD has changed the most in terms from day one working here to where we are now? And I'll throw Howard into that mix too. Who do you think's really changed the most in terms of their personality and what they're like?
You know, it's interesting with JD because he's changed in those aspects, you know, quite a bit, the ones I just talked about. But at his core, he's the same shy, leave me alone guy that he was when he got here.
Yeah. Back office, I'd say Jason has done the most transformation in terms of personality.
Oh, how so?
Because he was just a kind of quiet young. Gary and I were talking about this yesterday.
I got to tell you a great story. Jason loves the story. You know, when we were at K-Rock, Jason comes up to me one day, and one of the things I loved about Jason when I met him was he was a very hardworking, quiet kid. I didn't really know much about Jason, but I knew that if you gave him something to do, he got it done. He was a very hard worker. So I can't remember how long he was working for me, but he came to me and he said, listen, I went to the doctor and I started taking these pills, like these like happy pills, he called them. And he said, and I think that they're going to bring my personality out more. And sometimes I don't see it. So if you think I'm doing something that's a little out of line, could you let me know? So I'm like, okay, I log that information away. We go into a meeting with Tom Chisano, our general manager, and a bunch of salespeople. And Jason is there with me mostly to write down some notes and just sort of lay low. Jason gets up, starts parading around the office, making declarations. And Tom looks at me like, who the fuck is this? And how do you shut him up? So we're back to the office, and I said to Jason, yeah, that's one of those times that, you got to reel it in.
So you say
it was the beginning.
So I was going to say, that hasn't stopped. But you say Jason has changed more than JD, you think?
Yeah, I mean, JD more or less is the same person. He's obviously much more comfortable with the people he's around.
He's comfortable with us, but I don't think he's any more comfortable with strangers than he was before. Us, he likes, and that took some time, too.
Do you feel like the show has changed who you are at the core?
At the core? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think I'm still a pretty good guy. Shut up.
Well, no one said you weren't a good guy.
No,
I know. But coming in, like Gary was saying, you were sort of, hadn't drank, hadn't had sex, and now you've experienced all that.
I remember the drinking thing was such a big deal. He was so adamantly against drinking. And I don't remember why.
Well, because, I've had family members have that sort of issue, and I didn't want to, I was afraid that sort of thing might be in the genes.
See, I don't think we even knew that at the time. I think you never. I don't think you ever said that. You probably knew that, but we didn't. You were just like, we found it hard to believe that a 23-year-old guy had never had a drink. How old were you when you came to us?
And I hadn't been to a strip club either.
What changed your mind? Like, what made you decide? Okay, now I'm going to take that drink.
I don't know. Maybe just wanting to sort of quote unquote fit in a little bit. Or
peer pressure,
a little peer pressure,
definitely.
But it was a wild. Like how long did you work for us before? It wasn't like JD came to work for us and 3 months later he was drinking. It was a while.
Well, it was the final. It was the E Entertainment. For the E show, it was the last party or whatever, and I had a Malibu Bay Breeze because I said,
I remember that.
Because I said, give me something that tastes good at least.
Was it dick for a twizzle stick?
All right, calm down, Gary. And then I got so much shit like I do now. I got so much shit for it. Like the next time we hung out somewhere, I said, all right, fuck it, I'll have a Jack and Coke, and that's sort of been it.
Is that your drink?
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
How often do you drink now? Like, I have no idea.
I barely drink. I mean, I barely go out, so I barely drink.
Right. Hey, were you at first, I might have missed this, but were you at first kind of holding out for, like, you just, like, moral reasons, or?
And then I don't think moral reasons. I was just, I am afraid to be out of control. So I don't want to.
Was it a little bit like when someone loses their virginity, though, after the first time it's no big deal anymore, and like you can do it as much as you want?
It's sort of like that now, but I still don't drink that much.
Did you get that first night you drank with the Bay Breeze and stuff? Did you get like so drunk that you barfed? Did you get crazy drunk though, or just a couple of drinks?
No, I literally only had one of those.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it wasn't.
So what's the drunkest you've ever been since you started drinking?
Well. I don't know if it was a drunk. I mean, there've definitely been like some beer pong times where I've probably been, pretty out there. But I've only puked once from alcohol, and we were out in the. I don't know how I got pushed into this, but some of us went over to the Poconos at some house, and some house in the woods or whatever, and I was just drinking like crazy and playing beer pong. And I remember, like, the electricity went out at one point. I was gone by then. And I was like, all right, I'm going to get up. I'm going to puke over this railing. So I puked over the railing, and then I laid down in a hammock, and I see Richard Christie laying in a hammock next to me reading a book. And next thing I know, I wake up outside. I'm the only one outside. Everyone else is inside.
It started to pour rain.
His pants were down.
No, my pants were down.
We tried to get you up, but this was we rented a house in the Poconos.
I don't even remember this. So
I had a bunch of people over, and JD and Richard were probably the most hammered people. And JD passed out in the hammock, and it started to pour. It's one of the reasons the power went out, I think, or it was later. And we tried to get him up from the hammock, and I was like, well, whatever. And we just all went inside.
John, I wonder, do you think JD's like Kuther Polly on The Big Bang Theory? Like when you drink, is it easier for you to talk to chicks?
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean,
do you worry less?
I don't know. I don't think I don't know.
I think honestly, I played
Thank
beer
you for
pong.
the soundbite.
I played beer pong a lot with JD, and I think he's kind of the same guy, drunk and not drunk. Like we could be drunk. Like JD knows that there's a change becomes of me halfway through a beer pong tournament. Like I will turn into a completely different person.
Well, you physically change. Your eyes barely open.
Mostly with some help with herbal medicine.
Yes.
But JD is pretty much like we could play like 7 games of beer pong. JD, should be trashed at this point, and he'll still be just as upset and miserable.
He's
after
still slurring his words.
Yeah, still slurs his words. Still hard to understand.
JD,
and still miserable.
Let me ask you the question: who do you think has changed the most since they came to work here?
Who do I think has changed the most? I mean, I guess probably maybe Jason. I don't remember Jason being as outgoing as like when we first started working here. When I first started working here.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Benji's gone through more changes.
No, but Benji's still.
I meant
at his core is the same person.
Making a joke.
Both Will and Jason both.
Yeah, I was going to say Will.
Especially from when they first interned. Like Will, I liked him a lot, but I felt bad for him because he seemed so shy and so like I felt like I didn't even realize
really?
he just didn't seem like a happy person. He seemed very shy.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's changed.
You seem like you're much more assertive.
Now you feel sorry for you.
Well, I think listen, yeah, right. But I think when anyone starts as an intern here, they're somewhat intimidated and they don't want to be the loudmouth in the corner.
Right.
We can all tell from experience that that's not the interns that we like.
When
either.
that guy walks in, every semester you get that guy, and we all look at each other and go, "That guy has just arrived."
And Jason completely, and Jason's talked about. He says this is who he feels he's always really been.
Right.
But like the antidepressants.
Yeah, I don't think it's even a contest. And again, I'm the only one who could really answer this because I've been here the longest. 1984 Fred bears no resemblance to current day Fred. He has really changed the most. He was very quiet, very introverted, brilliant, brilliantly smart, but socially just didn't like to get out there. I mean, in some ways, he was like JD in the sense that like he didn't feel comfortable in social situations. And then, he got married. He moved to New York City. He sort of flourished culturally, and he's like a different guy.
Well, another name I'll throw in, none of you guys said, is Howard. I mean, Howard's changed quite a bit.
And he would have to.
And only for the better. I'm just putting it out there. I'll be the only one that says it. That's fine.
Ronnie?
No, Ronnie. I mean,
or has Ronnie always been that guy, and that guy has only surfaced in the last few years?
That's what I think.
I think Ronnie's regressed.
That's still changed.
I think he's got backwards.
But I think that guy always existed in Ronnie, and maybe we didn't get to see it for a while.
I always thought there was a huge change in Ronnie, and I might have been reading into it after his mother passed away. That's when I thought he started to come out a lot more.
Another guy who I think has changed, who I try to get down here, but I know he's busy, is Scott the engineer.
He's changed not one iota.
Yeah, what are you talking about? He's slightly less prone to scream at
That's
you than
what
he
I
was 10
mean.
years ago.
I mean, think about it. What's the last Scott screaming fit we've got?
You know what's crazy about talking to Scott? I can still hear him in his head. Like, I can see the anger on his face and hear the yelling in his head.
He's controlled his temper better, but it's still there.
So that's a change, right? And Richard, I think, has changed a little bit, not only with his haircut, but, now married.
No porn anymore.
Yeah. Sal hasn't changed at all.
No.
Not at all.
Well, no, Sal has really changed though, his approach to Howard.
Well, that's one aspect.
It was either that or get fired.
That was an aspect of him that changed, but at his core, Sal's the same guy that arrived here. He still says the same goofy things. He's still sort of happy-go-lucky. He's a good-natured guy. I mean, he's sort of the same guy.
I think he's much more careful, though.
Still doesn't know who fought in the Civil War.
Yeah.
But
his history knowledge is not
He's going to get it with the East and the West. He'll get
But
it.
Benji, being more careful doesn't mean you've changed. It just means you've figured out how to not let people know who you are. He's like Dexter. You know what I mean?
I thought Benji actually made a great point off the air. George Takei has changed since. I'm sorry, Jason.
Again, I disagree.
All fat guys look alike, I guess.
I think that George Takei has always been that guy. He's just found a place now. When he first met us at terrestrial radio 20 years ago, and he wasn't fully out, and you couldn't talk that way at terrestrial radio, he didn't. But if he could have, he would have. I think he's still.
Yeah, you know what? I did say that, but now I'm wondering if it's more just every time he's on, we just peel back another layer and see this crazy guy that's underneath. I don't know if that's changed, but it certainly changes from appearance to appearance in a good way. It's awesome.
Jason, are you aware of how much you've changed? Like everyone's saying, you're the one who's really changed the most.
Well, it's been so long. I mean, I've been on Lexapro since I think 2004. So
you remember the story that I just
remember the story? It's one of my favorite stories. I just tweeted about it, and I actually remember the conversation. We were in the office talking to Tom, and we wanted to do some sort of retarded Olympics.
Right.
And Tom just kept saying, "I can't sell that. I can't sell that. I can't sell that." Finally, I go, "Well, somehow they sell the Special Olympics every year," and that's.
Give me one other good story. I know there's another good story.
Oh, well, the one was.
I know the one.
It was Howard TV.
No.
Oh.
Tell the one in Las Vegas.
Yeah, well, that's Howard TV, or ETV.
It was the entire television show almost threw Jason to the ground and killed him.
So Artie was having some issues that Gary was dealing with. And so Gary goes, listen, go to the production meeting as me. Like, you're me at the production meeting. So I took it seriously. I'm like, because I always think, like, I always flash forward. It's like, if somebody said something at the meeting that I thought was wrong, and then I go tell Gary, and Gary goes, well, why didn't you say something or whatever? So I'm just like, I took it upon myself to be Gary. So we were discussing how we were going to do some segments the next day, and there was some issue with how we're going to get the wires from place A to place B and blah, 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 and it's really hard, so let's move it. And then my question to the room was, is it hard or is it impossible to do? And that just set everybody off.
All I know is that I came out of dealing with my situation, and Robert Radzinski, Doug Goodstein, and Scott DePace.
Yep.
But it wasn't like all three at once. It was like a gauntlet, and it went from like, who the fuck is he? I'm gonna fucking kill him. It was. They were all so angry.
I was hiding my face at that point. I was like, are you in your mind? You're 23 years old, and these people have been here for 10 years.
Look, at that moment, I was acting as producer of the Howard Stern Show, and I took it upon my very wide shoulders to do
Gotta be
so.
very careful what you say to him, Gary. The marching orders.
Coming up, which is the way we're going to launch our new album, which is Duran Duran's Red Carpet Massacre. We're here at the Howard Stern Show, very excited.
We're so nervous.
Very
we are like freaking out.
I'm sure you guys are doing all right.
We're really nervous. We're really nervous, mate. Psoriasis is coming out. It's like, oh god.
Did you say nervous?
Nervous. No, I didn't think so. All right, guys, good luck.
We're tired.
Yeah, it is a bit early.
But good job, there's grapes. I appreciate it. And where there's grapes, there's grass.
Yes.
And when there's grass, there's cows.
Where there's cows, there's milk. Right, and where there's milk, there's breasts, which brings us to the Howard Stern Show.
Of course.
Look who I'm here with. I'm here with Duran Duran. Welcome, gentlemen. And lady.
Good to be.
Hello.
Hey, what's happening?
Good morning. We're up and early.
Hey, these microphones are working good. Okay, I'm in business. Duran Duran. I haven't seen you guys in a long time.
Yeah.
I think I had you in my studio. I was trying to remember back when, like 1980 or something.
and that chick Fern, somebody was on it.
Fern.
Fawn Hall.
Fawn Hall.
Fawn Hall.
She was on the same show as we were on.
She was?
And
We never
everybody
had
was
Fawn
taking
Hall.
the piss out of her.
No, we had Fawn Hall on.
We did?
Yeah, with
Danny Sugarman?
with Danny Sugarman.
Oh,
yeah.
you're right. I forgot.
Yeah, we did. Well, it's good to see you guys. Now, what is going on, man? 85 million albums I read you sold. So you guys are all set. I mean,
Yeah,
you
we're
know.
going for 86 with this one.
This is it. You got a new album out.
Yeah.
You're out
Red
promoting a new
Carpet
album. Is the record business now impossible? Because I just read that the Eagles set up a deal where they're only selling their new record at Walmart. The Spice Girls are only selling their record through Victoria's Secret. It's almost like the whole business has changed, that you can't even do business with a record
Madonna
company.
just left a
It has
record
changed,
company. Yeah.
and the record companies are trying to do deals that are going to keep them alive, really, because they're the ones who got hit hardest. For us, you know, we do great business playing live. You know, we've got a career in playing music to people. It's and I think the whole thing is changing. So it's the record companies who are trying to find their level at the moment.
Would you hate getting into the business right now because it's so difficult to make money?
It would be nothing. You know, I mean, when we got into it, it was probably like tough for people that got into it in the '60s. You know,
Right.
I think it's as long as you accept that change is constant.
But how do you make money with a record now if everybody's downloading stuff for free?
Well, I think
don't-
for quite some time now, people have been talking of the record as being a promotion device for concert tours.
I
For
see.
years, they've been saying that.
So does your record company now say, okay, you guys, we'll put out a record, but we want a cut of the concert tour? Do they
haven't
try
said
to?
that yet.
They haven't said that.
They haven't said
I
that
think-
yet.
Don't bring that up, Howard.
And they better
I
not
don't think
say
it's
it.
as bad as that, though. I think, you know, there are a lot of good bands around who do make records, and they really do sell.
Right.
But
It'll be
you
fine
also
until Google start their own label.
Right.
you also brought up the question: who's paying for all of this?
The record
stuff?
company pays for
They're
all that.
paying for
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, but they want a return. They want it. They
Right.
want it to happen. Duran Duran, what a history you guys have. Now, tell me if I got this right, because this has got to bug you guys. Although maybe nothing bugs you guys. You seem pretty happy-go-lucky. You know what I mean?
What could be bugging them?
Well, your one of your guys, Andy Taylor, left the band.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, is he writing a book about you guys?
Yeah.
Now, doesn't that bug the crap out of you? What is he going to say?
Somebody's got to do it.
You're all right with that?
I think it's going to be cool. It's about, you know, it's good for, it's exciting in a way, because it would look bad if we did it, but now he's kind of outside of the group.
But is he friendly with you still?
Well, we don't
through his
really
lawyers.
have a relationship.
So, in other words, you're going to get trashed in the book.
I don't think he's going to trash us because he's going to keep the door open because you never know, you know, with these situations.
He
You
might
know,
want to come back.
Yeah, you can never say never. So
What is going on legally? Why is he sending you legal letters?
Over to Nick.
All right, Nick, you're in charge of this
The
one.
lawyer in the band.
Yeah, here's our lawyer.
Oh, no, you know, when things break up sometimes, we're having a divorce. So we just...
Why did he leave? What is his problem? I mean, it's a good business.
That's exactly what we said.
that was what we said. What is your problem?
And what did he say to you? What is his problem? Why would you leave a band like this? So you guys can make.
All we heard was silence.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, you know, come on. Why can't Axl work with Slash? I mean, you know, Ego,
Drives me- who wrote the
Pride.
majority of the songs, the big hit songs? Who wrote the majority? And you guys had a ton of hits. I mean, who wrote the? Who
We
wrote
did
the,
together.
They're all collaborations.
So did you say to him, "Listen, we're all good together. Why would we break up the collaboration?"
Well, we tried to put that to him, and
Right. Does he want money from you?
Obviously.
Did you send him a letter and say, "How can you write a book about us? That's not fair."
No, we didn't.
Wow.
I think we
Do you have a law firm, Howard?
Well, I should because I would be
Wait,
curious.
I like what I'm hearing.
I mean, you know, I love Robin. She wrote a book. She was writing about she wanted to stomp on my head. Remember when you were jogging? You wanted to stomp on my head and kill me, and I went, "Oh
did.
my God!"
Please.
It's
Just
terrible.
trying to get some motivation to run.
I think guys who leave bands are tired. I think he was just tired of playing Rio in Milwaukee. You know what I mean? I mean, don't you think so?
Man, we don't go to Milwaukee
How
that
would
often.
anybody possibly be tired of playing Rio in Milwaukee?
It's a good song.
We live for
Come
that
on.
experience.
I mean,
Talk to me
isn't that
about-
what Bill Wyman did with the Stones? I think he was
Is
just
that
like,
yeah? Because it's that get off the road.
I think there is that to it. You know, he definitely lives
what's he
in
gonna do?
Ibiza. Hello.
Oh.
He lives in Ibiza. Warning sign.
Is he the one with the rich
Okay,
wife? Who's
and they
got
only
the rich
have
wife?
one-way flights out of Ibiza.
You've got the rich wife. Why didn't you? You could retire
I knew
into?
you were going to mention that.
Isn't your wife the creator of Juicy?
She is.
Juicy
Juicy Couture?
Juicy
They're angling for
Couture.
free clothes, Johnny.
I
Careful,
knew you were gonna
careful.
bring
My
it up.
daughter loves that Juicy Couture. In fact,
Absolutely.
today we're bringing her a sweatshirt actually
All
from
right.
there. your wife hit the mother load, right?
She did.
Is she worth more than you? She is, right? Are you guys jealous of the way he married?
Belt in this place,
I mean, are you jealous of his situation?
No. We all wear Juicy all the time.
You do?
Yeah, we just get a lot of free clothes.
You know, I'm not saying we're close in this band, but we're kind of all married to each other's wives in a way.
You guys could have all married anyone you wanted. I mean, talk about sex symbols. You could have any woman you want.
You could have banged my prom date in '85. Absolutely.
And Simon,
I think we did actually.
Ow, you bastard!
Simon, you married a model, of course,
Yasmin.
of course,
Yeah.
Yasmin,
and we're still married.
and you're still married. Isn't that remarkable in this day and age?
It's shocking to me.
Did everyone say to you? Did everyone?
I look at all the fun I could have had.
Exactly though, as the lead singer, did you sit and say, I married this woman, she's a great woman, all this stuff, but did you have regrets? Did every one of your friends say to you, you're nuts to be doing this, you're at the top of your game, you can have any woman you want?
A lot of people did say that sort of thing to me, but when you meet the love of your life, and if you meet the love of your life when you're 25, you hang on to her. And that's what happened to me.
No regrets.
Absolutely.
Still in love with her.
Yeah, absolutely.
When your wife creates Juicy Couture, at first you think, what is this with the sweatshirts? This is a waste of money? Did you think that this was a waste of time?
When I first got to know her, I was really taken by anybody that I met that that had her clothes, that was, they were really into them. Oh my God, I love my
She's got to be a
Juicy.
billionaire.
I was like, this is something really special. I knew that,
That's fantastic. Talk to me. I don't want to talk Ill of the Dead, but actually, I talk about Ill of the Dead all the time. Lady Di was a huge fan of Duran Duran. Princess Diana, huge fan. Did she offer to bang you guys?
No.
Did she seriously? Was she in love? Simon, she was in love with you, wasn't she?
No.
But you made fun of her. You thought she was a bit. What was the word that you used? I'm trying to remember at the time. Gaff.
What?
Like
Shepherd's bush.
Daft.
Daft.
Oh, what? Like couple of crates short of a lorry load?
Yeah, she was a little bit nuts.
She wasn't. I think she was very naive.
Yeah.
I think she's very sorry.
Yeah.
I think she was very naive, and I think that she came into it as a very unworldly, and she had a very odd kind of introduction to this incredibly high-powered world. I do think it affected her. She definitely wasn't normal.
Every time we open the dressing
I can see
room,
that on the cover of the Sun tomorrow morning. Le Bon says she definitely.
No, what I mean is she didn't have a normal life.
right? But every time we opened the dressing room door, there she bloody was under the table trying to get an autograph.
It
was like
being ironic.
Oh, there was that.
Can't your husband keep you under control?
Did I say that?
Yes.
And he could.
That's what happens when he gets up this early.
Isn't it great though to be just some guy one day and the next day you're in a hit band and you're telling the Princess of England, "Hey man, can't your husband keep you under control?" I mean, it is beautiful. What did you want to say, Gary?
I think I was joking.
Oh, you were joking, but it's great to be able to joke like that.
Doesn't it have inverted commas next to it? That quote.
Is it true you turned down Andy Warhol to make a new cover for one of your albums because you said the Stones had done it already?
No.
Is that true or false?
No, that's false.
Yeah.
Rog thinks it's true.
Right. And what's amazing about these guys, they hit it big all of a sudden, and they had a powerhouse career. Big. Yeah. But you were still living at home with your parents. That's how it happens. So you come back from your tour, and you're huge, and then
and then they won't let us watch what we want to watch on the TV.
Yeah, really.
I mean, and
You go to bed at 10 o'clock at night.
It's like, I'm getting out of here. I'm going to get my own place.
It is kind of crazy. It really is. Now, who is this beautiful woman who sings with you? I'm quite captivated.
This is the fabulous Anna Ross.
Hello.
How you doing, baby? What's your story? You married or you with any of these guys? I mean, what's going on?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not blowing any of them.
Not that we haven't tried, but
unlike Lady Di, you're not blowing the band.
No, I'm not.
Well, you sound great. Now, I'm looking at a picture here, Simon, of your wife.
Yeah.
That the guys just gave me off the internet, topless. I could see why you married her. She's hot. Look at that. There she is. Is that her? Look at her. Beautiful girl.
That's my baby.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. And what was it always a kind of relationship where you were monogamous, or were you as a rock star allowed to cheat? Were you allowed to? She seems like she might be.
She's the love of my life.
She is, and you never got into threesomes. You never got into any of that kind of stuff. No lesbianism with her in front of you with another girl.
Not that I know about.
Not that you know about. So it's a traditional relationship.
Yeah.
See, I always thought you guys were kind of wild, but maybe not.
Well, there are wild ones in the band.
Who's wild?
The guy with the sunglasses on.
Oh yeah, we know that.
The lawyer's wild.
Do you know why he's got sunglasses on?
Why does he have sunglasses on?
Because then he has projection of porno on the inside of the
So
lens.
you're talking about Nick.
24
Nick,
hours a day.
Nick, I always knew Nick was a pervert, but that's good. I like it. How are you?
Very well.
Last time I saw you was in England.
It was, yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah, you were broadcasting from there.
Yeah, a long time ago. And Simon, what do you mean that? You know what I wanted to ask you about when you. There was a couple of things going on. Number one, I read that you say you, as a child, you enjoy dressing up in women's clothing for real.
He still does,
and you still do.
I enjoyed dressing up.
As a woman,
That's my favorite. I wasn't sure whether they were women's clothes or men's.
Here's what
I
it
had
said.
a jockey outfit.
You say you've been dressing in women's clothing since you were a kid. When you were a kid, you wanted to be Rita Hayworth in a skirt. Did you think you were gay?
This is the press release that Nick Rhodes wrote, isn't it?
Did you think you were gay at one point in your life? Is that because when you once
yesterday, wasn't
it? Did you guys think he was gay or something? I mean, seriously, that's a very feminine thing to do.
Hands on my hips, I can't do that.
But you were always into women. You never had gay sex.
Yeah.
Nothing like that.
Yes.
You just like to dress up as a woman.
No.
No.
I did once dress up as a woman, and it was for a show at the Edinburgh Festival, and that was a lot of fun. I just loved the way fishnets felt on my legs.
And what happened that you lost your testicle? Do you talk about that? You were
No,
on.
I haven't. I have a slightly reduced testicle.
You were on a motorcycle.
Yeah,
you
I
had an
used-
accident.
I raced
heard
bikes, and I had a front end collision.
Well, you have the kind of life you do.
We'd moved on from homosexuality.
When you have the kind of life you have, where you're a rock star, where you're married to a beautiful woman.
You think I needed two of them, two full ones, don't you?
No, why would you race motorcycles where you could get injured?
Well,
that doesn't
funny
make any
you should
sense.
ask me that question, because that's very pertinent to the song that we've got out as a single. I'm not trying to segue into it.
Segue, I'll play a little of it.
It's the song "Falling Down" is about pride and arrogance, and I went through a period in my life when I just thought I was invincible.
Right.
And I had that accident, and I got back on and I raced again, and I had another terrible accident.
You do not ride these things anymore?
I ride bikes, but I don't race them any longer. It's the racing. It's the competitive thing. I was too competitive. I
And
wasn't good enough.
and you were racing a yacht back in the 80s,
Yeah,
I
we
think?
used to race boats.
And the thing capsized and you almost died.
That wasn't my fault.
Yes, but why risk this great life? I could understand
There's a
somebody...
theme developing, isn't there?
Why is everybody looking at me? That was my fault.
I could understand somebody who looks like me and has my kind of life capsizing and not really caring, but you have a good situation
The
going.
rumor was that Boy George had a submarine and fired a torpedo.
You see,
He tried to sink you.
It's innuendos. What the hell is going on?
Oh God! Big your endo, mate.
Was is there a lot of rivalry between bands? Boy
Yes,
George,
there is.
Boy
But it's
George
fun,
was.
though. There's nothing unsavory about it. It's fun. Of course you want your record to do better than U2's.
You've made negative comments about Bruce Springsteen, for example. You
Well,
say that he
not
is
me
not
personally.
talented. Yes, you have.
I have not.
Let me see. I'm going to read a
No?
quote from you. All right, John actually said this.
Ah, thank you.
All right, here's what he said. Bruce Springsteen is as popular as he is because he's mediocre. No one's going to tell me that Born in the USA is Stravinsky or Lennon or
Makes
McCartney.
this stuff up.
To be popular and to get enough to millions of people means that you have to be fairly low level.
In my defense, I think I said that in 1982.
What were you on?
Well, I was on my own trip.
Right.
You know, I've come to respect Bruce a lot.
That's amazing. You
He's
said
actually
that
one of my favorite artists.
You said
now.
that before Born in the USA came out.
It was a review. No, it was a review. It was a review show that Born in the USA was on. In fact,
is that what it
and
is?
that's how I felt about it at the time, because I was raised on the Clash and Bowie and a lot of really out there stuff.
Right.
And to me, it was pretty pedestrian at the time. But I've come to see it in a different light.
All right,
in the
so
light
you've
of
changed
the Great
your
American
opinion.
Songbook. I have.
Right, all right. So you like Bruce Springsteen now.
Yeah.
Were you guys on a lot of drugs at that time? Was the band riddled with drugs? Was that
We got as many drugs as we could possibly get our hands on.
Is everyone off the drugs now? Is everyone clean pretty much?
Pretty much.
I haven't done a check this morning. The dog's not up yet.
Nick, you still having some
I
problems?
know, Anna's looking a little worse for wear.
Thanks.
I've got through. Unfortunately, I've got through a few tissues this morning.
But did the band, did you guys try heroin? Did you try coke?
no.
Did you try, no, nothing like that. Nothing hard.
Well, we did maybe.
Maybe you tried it.
Do we have to be specific?
Yes. Yeah, this is an interview. You have to answer.
Do you still have the numbers of any New York dealers?
Yeah, we have our own problems here. So there are rivalries between bands. And you mentioned Boy George. At that time, would he sit and take knocks at Duran Duran and say you guys were horrible, and you would say he's horrible?
You know what happened in that time was that the press were we were young, and they kind of manipulated a situation where the rivalry became public,
right?
And they would get people to kind of knock each other in the papers and things. And in our naivety, we were willing to disrespect other bands in the newspapers and things like that. It's something you don't do now. I don't have bad things to say about acts now,
right?
Because I think it's just not elegant. It's undignified.
Do shows like American Idol annoy you? I mean, you guys had to come
I
up.
don't watch it.
You do not watch it.
It doesn't annoy me.
Does it bother you that these kids who basically had absolutely no career get on a reality show and then they have these huge careers?
Hey, good luck to them. You know, I mean, it's not the kind of career I would want.
No, you don't want that. Nick, you did a very smart thing in your life. I don't know if
Did I? What was that?
You're
I don't
not married
remember.
anymore, are you? But didn't you marry some kind of department store heiress?
No, it was all media stuff. I wished, and then it wouldn't have cost me so much money when I got divorced. You know,
divorce kill you? I mean,
didn't kill me. I'm still here.
You're still here. I mean, a lot of money goes out there.
There was a little collateral damage.
Did you sign prenuptial agreements?
No,
never.
No, you never did that. Not in the early 1980s. I was only about 20 when I got married as well.
How much money as a band do you think Duran Duran has generated? I'm talking between
at least
touring.
20 billion, I would say.
No, come on. Between the albums, between the merchandising and everything else, it's a lot of money.
I never added it up.
Yeah, we don't spend time counting the money that everybody else got out of the band.
Yeah, but Simon, you're very smart. You didn't get divorced, and you've got your original income and all.
And my
of that.
wife's income.
That's right. So you've got a lot of money.
Dinkies one.
Poor Nick's over there. They're dividing them up like carpenter ants. How many times have you been married?
Well, how many? Only once.
Only once.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So you only got cleaned out once. That's okay. All right. All right.
Been.
Listen. So you say the new album is out.
Yeah.
This is a big
November
deal.
13th.
November 13th, and the new single is called "Falling Down."
Yeah.
And you say this is about arrogance.
It's about pride coming before a fall. It's about how quickly your life can change, how suddenly you can go from being king of the world to heading for a big disaster.
Is this about you?
It sounds like a divorce to me.
It's very much about things that have happened to me, but it's for anybody. You know, everybody goes through these things in their lives. But more importantly, it's about being able to reach out for help and swallowing your pride enough to say, somebody please help me.
Are you saying that when you were at the top of the music industry, on top of your game, that you could have been an asshole to some people, you could have been arrogant, you could have been maybe not treated people properly, and now you are humble, you have some humiliation and all of
this?
Yes. That's what the song is about. Where is the half a testicle you lost, by the way? When you are brought to the hospital.
It's in a field in Wales somewhere.
When you are brought to the hospital and they tell you lose a testicle, I mean, you've got to panic, right? I mean, it could be the end.
Pardon?
Yeah, I say when they bring you to the hospital and they say your testicle is gone.
Yeah.
That's got to be the most painful thing.
They said I might lose one of them.
And you never did.
I had a very good doctor, and I
Good for you.
And I drew a big arrow on one of my legs to show them if they had to remove one, which side the one they had to remove.
Well, thank God you still have both. By the way, the new album is called Red Carpet Massacre. I don't know why it's called that. Why is it called Red Carpet
Because it's about modern life. It's about life in public and failure and success. It's about the kind of the world we're surrounded by. You know, on one hand you've got red carpet, on the other hand you've got massacre. Put them together, and what do you got?
Did you guys fight during the making of this album? Was it
we
weird
always
to work?
fight?
You always fight
during the making of albums.
David, you're on the air in Phoenix. Go ahead.
Hey, Howard. Thanks for taking my call. Love you to death. Hate the fact you're not on Fridays. It ruins my week. Anyway, first of all, Duran Duran, you guys are so awesome. I've loved you for years. You Do a Kill, best James Bond song ever. Gotta tell you that.
How does that come about? When you guys write a song for a James Bond film, they approach you and say, look, or you had already written the song.
Well, that was a classic schmooze, actually. I mean, I met Cubby Broccoli at a post-Wimbledon party.
He is the producer of all the James Bond films.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
And introduced myself to him, and actually sort of said in my, grandiose way, hey, when are you going to have a decent theme song again,
Right.
And he said, you want to do it? And it was literally like that, And the next day, I went down to the studios where they were filming. He introduced me to everybody. He got John Barry on the phone. John, I want you to talk to John Taylor. He's in Duran Duran, and I want you guys to work it out and make this work.
So you wrote that song specifically for James Bond?
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay. All right, let's go to Mark in Boston.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey, wanted to see if there was any fucking going on the Girls on Film video.
You guys are known. You always had the best-looking women in your videos. You were known for that. Would you have sex with it? Like Girls on Film? Did you guys have sex with any of them?
No, but we would have liked to. The brunettes in particular, the ice cube on the nipple, we were all.
But why
I think the management got there first.
You guys make it seem like you're choir boys. I mean, I am sure a lot of sex went on.
choir boy.
I was a choir boy.
Yeah, but you behave like a choir boy. You had tremendous amounts of sex, didn't you, before you got married?
Tremendous amount, and actually since I got married as well. My wife is rampant.
Were there famous women in any of it? Nick, come on.
In anybody's address book.
Were there famous women in your past?
Famous women?
Yes, women that were very well known that you were able to
Madame Bovary, Catherine the Great.
Not that I recall.
You never had Catherine the Great? Never.
No.
Everybody else did.
I can't believe that you guys are telling me that your sex lives were so lackluster.
they sound like
tell you
life
that.
was boring. Come on.
They say that John got Christy Turlington. Is that true?
Oh, Christy Turlington.
I did get her, in fact, for the cover of the Notorious album, yes.
Did you make love to her?
No, I can't. I vowed to her.
That's a tepid no.
Has anyone ever come up to you nowadays and said, look, I have to break the news to you. I'm your child. You guys banged so much when Duran Duran back in the 80s. Did that happen, Simon?
We came out of got out of a limousine once, and we were here in New York. And as we came out, a news crew came marching up the pavement with a video camera and grabbed hold of John and said, "John Taylor, this is the mother of your child. What do you have to say about it?" And there's this girl, this kind of girl who was sort of hanging on and being dragged around, and John kind of put his head down, and we went straight into the building, didn't we? And it really freaked us out.
I mean, she constructed this elaborate sort of scam. I mean, her parents were even in on it. I mean, they supported the story that I went regularly to the house for Sunday lunch.
What does that do to your home life? I mean, does your wife just flip out?
It was a rough few days. That was, you know. Because, at the back of your mind, you're thinking, no, it's not, is it?
Well, it's embarrassing, and also it can screw up your relationship because people start to believe that stuff.
Yeah, it's not what you need. And then, of course, typical tabloids, English tabloids, they turned it in the end. They turned it to this crazy person attempts to scam the media with, but we're smarter than that.
You are supporting this kid? No, all right.
There is no kid.
And Anna, I'm captivated with you. I got to tell you, baby, you're looking very, very good over there.
Oh, why? Thank you.
What's your story?
Under all this light.
No boyfriend?
Not at the moment. No.
No one's getting you, huh? What a waste! I swear to God, I could teach
Not while I'm over here, anyway.
You ever married?
No.
That's
In
your
fact,
story.
I've never had sex ever.
Really? You're a virgin. I believe it. Where did you guys hook up with Anna?
A very good friend of mine, a guy called Jerry DeVoe, who he'd spotted Anna when you were working with
We're doing
Lulu.
demos.
Oh, you'd done some demos with him.
Yeah, I did a lot of his demos.
I am so unprofessional. If I was the lead singer, I'd be banging you. I mean, that would be it. I would just.
Well, you could try.
I would. It would happen.
Really?
I think Anna's met my wife, and she knows that you've got to be careful around Yasmin.
She's a fighter, isn't she?
What is
She's
the
a
dynamic
fighter.
in a band like this? Do you guys like see each other at hang out socially, or it's just a complete disaster when you do that? It's strictly business.
Oh, we do when we're working together. We're we live out of each other's pockets. We go to clubs together. We go to bars, restaurants. We hang out. We go to the movies. We went to see Elizabeth the other day.
Yes, but then when it's over, the work is over. You never see each other.
Well, no, we do a bit. There's always times when there's invitations and things to go to parties. And
Sunday
we'll see each
afternoons,
other.
we sit at home and we watch old videos of ourselves. Have some crackers.
That's great. Yes, you get together and watch all your old videos. I admire that. Does it make you sad that the art form of rock videos is just about dead? Nobody really shows them anymore, do they?
You haven't seen that? Oh, I see what you mean.
Well, no one will show ours. Ours got banned. It just got banned in England.
For the new single?
Yeah.
Why? Too many hot chicks?
Too many hot chicks with beautiful breasts.
Are the breasts bared? I mean,
the breasts are totally bared and up for all to see.
Now that's a band.
I was going to say up for grabs for a minute.
Right, that's smart.
You remember that video? What's the one where you're on the front of that boat? And
Rio.
That's Rio.
Yeah.
Now, does that broad ever come back? She's got to be ugly now, that broad.
Rima.
She's still hot, or
You know, I haven't seen her for a long time. She was pretty good last time I saw
I think
her.
she moved to Milwaukee.
Really? She didn't hit the wall. Well, I got to tell you something.
She's got
Thank
to be
you for
48 if my math is correct.
thank you for playing. As someone sitting here watching you guys play, I can imagine this show on Broadway will be great. Now, what is it? An hour and a half? I mean, like a regular full-length concert?
No, we're actually coming out. It's like in two halves. The first half is like the whole new album.
Okay.
So it's almost like we've got an opening act.
Right.
You know, and they come out and nobody in the crowd really knows the music yet. There's been a couple of songs on the internet. And then after that, then we there's an interval where you can flick through your playbill.
Right.
And then we do what we're calling an electro set, which is our take on the acoustic set, which has become the industry standard over the last few years. And it's all synthesizers. We're all playing synthesizers. It's like a Kraftwerk homage. And it's sort of like a 20-minute kind of dance-a-thon kind of thing.
Right.
And then it's the old, then we get back into this thing, the organic rock out.
Well, it sounds good. This was a lot of fun. Great having you guys here.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Great.
All right. We're going to
Thank
take a
you,
break.
everybody.
And then we'll get back to, doing the usual crap that we do. Yeah.
Thank you, Howard Stern.
Now, was it weird having Howard ask you about, your sexual life and the bike accident, the testicle?
You know, it was. I wasn't expecting that. You never do. But then again, I think we don't go into situations like this expecting anything, and you've got to be able to deal with it. And once you kind of get used to the idea that you're going to be talking about personal stuff and that, then you're fine with it. It's good to have questions like that. It clears out the cobwebs a little bit. Makes you question things. And it's funny.
It mixes things up, right?
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. It's healthy.
Great.
We enjoyed it. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for stopping by.
Hey, Artie, I got a question for you. Really, a serious question. Now, you talk about shut that off, all right? Seriously, shut it off. No, I want it off because this is something that shouldn't be. I want to ask. Shut the fucking thing off.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you The Ronnie Mund Show.
Well, he's 5'6", but he still does security. A player with the women despite a gray goatee. Yeah, the little Jew jeans got an attitude. Some say he's feisty or just downright rude. He's got a gray suit with a turtleneck, keeping whack packers all in check. We call him old man like he's 84. He's driving a limo shouting, "Let's fuck some hoes!" He's Ronnie Mund and it's a Ronnie Mund Show. He's Ronnie Mund and it's a Ronnie Mund Show. He's Ronnie Mund and it's the Ronnie Mund Show. He's Ronnie Mund and it's the Ronnie Mund Show.
What the fuck, man? What's your problem?
What's up, you Mund maniacs? I'm Richard. And I'm Sal. Welcome back to the show.
I had enough of this camera bullshit. I swear to God, now I had enough.
Leading off this episode, we find Ronnie in yet another one of his little predicaments, as comparisons to a tiny celebrity guest leave Ronnie piping mad.
All right, we got to bring in Vern.
Oh, you're not meeting me?
No. Shut up, asshole.
Ronnie Stunt Double's here today. You Vern Troyer.
Why do you think that's funny?
I didn't know Vern Troyer had a smaller twin brother.
You don't know why? I'm totally games.
I heard of Mini Mund.
Good.
Mini Mund.
I don't find that funny. Fuck yourself, too. Yeah, sign this fucking thing for fucking charity, please.
Ron, can I sign this motherfucker as Mini Mund? Buddy? All right, Mini Mund.
Al. Don't be a douchebag. Just fucking sign it.
Sorry, I gotta scratch my balls. It's about time for a shave. They're getting hairy.
Asshole.
Mini Mund has mega attitude.
Two of you. Go suck my cock.
Little man, big attitude.
Fuck yourself.
Ronnie Mund, little man, big attitude.
You jackass.
Little man, big attitude.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
That's fucking nuts.
Will you stop with the fucking signs? Jesus Christ.
What happened to the sign on your back?
There is no sign on my back.
Is there anything on his back? Turn around. There's nothing on his back.
It never got on my back. Greg?
There's nothing on there.
Well, I saw it.
It never made it on my back, though. I know you saw it because you were in there with your buddy Sal, probably.
He got it on the back.
No, he didn't.
You met the great Ronnie Mund? You have.
I saw it on your back.
How did you see it on my back? There was a cross. No, he tried to put it on my back. Scott, I saw what you dropped on the floor.
What I dropped?
Mini Mund. Get the hell out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, watch the tape.
Are we here at the Great Ronnie Month? Are we here at the Great Ronnie Month?
Oh, Mini-Mund, when will you learn to accept your little body? That'll happen as soon as he ditches those 3-inch lifts on his shoes.
Look at the lifts on the heels and the back of that.
That's the way the shoes are made.
Come on, dude.
Fuck you, cocksucker.
That guy's got the footwear collection of a teenage girl and the phone habits of one. Ronnie is always on the horn.
What's wrong with making a phone call? I can't make a phone call now?
Check out yet another one of Ronnie's important phone calls while on the job.
I'm not saying anything terrible. I can talk on the phone.
And since we're not sure what the other party is saying, let us fill you in on the details.
Whatever. You know what?
I know you. You're no actor. You're not acting for any camera.
Please, don't give me no shit now, okay? Hello?
Hi, I'm Mark. What's up, fuckface?
Nothing.
Go fuck yourself, dickhead. Ball bag.
What's that?
Open ears, jackass. What's up, shit pipe?
Really? How
I
many?
just farted and a black cock fell out of my ass.
Are you kidding me?
And now, let's take a look at a segment we like to call As the Mund Turns.
As the Mund Turns.
The only one that ever gave me
Eye to Four Eye with Howard's Mushmouth media producer.
What's the matter? You can't fucking talk to me?
Oh, no. I thought that was your bit. You can't talk to me.
No. You asked Greg if I made a face. You asked me if I made a face. Yeah, I made a face at you. You're an asshole.
And as we begin this two-part saga, it's obvious that Ronnie and JD's relationship is mired in miscommunication.
Yeah, okay, Mr. fucking bullshit fucking personality over here.
What?
Go away. JD, get the fuck out of here, all right? Seriously. You're a moron.
That's all.
You're a fucking moron. And it's plain English.
But no matter what young JD says, Ronnie's paranoia has taken over his tiny frame. As he's convinced that JD is the prime instigator behind each and every Ronnie-related taunt.
Oh, stupid asshole. Little fucking instigator bitch there now.
Me?
Getting behind the wall.
How am I instigating stuff?
Go away. Just go away.
If
I had the skills of you, JD, I'd be a fucking star right now. But I don't have the skills of you. I'm just a fucking asshole sitting in Scott's fucking room, okay?
I'm trying to have a creative conversation.
I'm not as fucking great as you.
Because you yelled at me earlier.
I don't have the skills and ability that JD Armai has.
No.
Fucking whore.
Perhaps it's their difference in educational background, preventing them from reaching common ground.
Think I'm stupid? This is a college graduate.
I actually did graduate college. I got an associate's degree from a sort of technical school.
You didn't go to college?
Where'd you go to college?
I didn't go to college. I never said I did.
Okay, you just got
I went to
everything we
community
just said.
college for 1 year, okay? Are you happy with that? Are you happy?
I went to community college for a week.
Fucking ass.
heckled by Richard and Sal for his leprechaun-themed turtleneck, it's clear that JD is the only one who truly makes him see red.
What are you laughing at?
Damn it! JD's got to get a bodyguard.
I was just standing in the hall.
Yeah, stand in with that stupid smirk. Get the fuck out of here.
I can't stand and look and smirk.
And when JD attempts to smooth things over, Mr. Limo Driver wants no part of it.
Would you like to apologize for almost injuring me?
Absolutely not.
Either way, it's abundantly clear that this quarrel isn't ending anytime soon.
You see how it is trying to, just have a conversation with Ronnie?
I don't want to have a conversation with you.
So, as JD leaves dejected, we can't help but wonder, will Ronnie ever be at peace with young JD?
You're not okay, and I'm not okay with you.
Will he catch JD in the act of instigation? Will this pole dance lover turned pole tosser be able to stop his violent tirades against Howard's timid TiVo guy?
Look at your face, and then you'll know why I want to cut your throat.
Find out next time on
Hope Ronnie decides to go easy on JD. He's really being unfair to that mushmouth. Not me. I'm always down for some nerd bashing.
I wish I was as cool as you.
And who better than old man Ronald? That guy's a legend. And speaking of legendary moments, it's time for
Great Moments in Stern Security History.
On a Tuesday morning in mid-June, Howard Stern and Artie Lang's appetites were growing more ravenous by the minute. Meanwhile, outside of the studio, there was only one man capable of satisfying the king of all media and his portly sidekick's hunger. Ronnie Munn. With his ability to transfer and separate sandwiches into two separate bags, Munn displayed a calm and cool demeanor that only an undersized security guard in a pinstripe suit could. And as he began his triumphant march toward the studio door, the loudmouth limo driver knew a seemingly impossible task lay ahead of him. Maneuvering his way into the crowded room full of bright lights and co-workers alike, Ronnie shut out all obstacles and put his fancy footwork to use, persevering until the two low-fat grilled chicken sandwiches had reached their destination. And while Ronnie may have slipped past his distracted co-workers unnoticed, we say thank you, Ronald. Your commitment to bringing healthy sustenance to funny radio personalities is unparalleled. Stand tall, stand proud, Mr. Munn. Your actions rank among the top in great moments in Stern security history.
no average-sized guard could possibly maneuver low-fat sandwiches the way he does.
I'm getting them right now, okay? You just fucking got here.
Sir Ronald, we salute you. Now let's get back inside Ron's head with another segment of Mundane Thoughts with Ronnie Mund.
I wonder if I should sing karaoke this year at my block party. Sing karaoke? Are you out of your mind? Do you remember the Hopey Copey? Don't sing, you moron! Ah, fuck that guy! Everybody loved the Hopey Copey! You were a sensation! Ricky Man sings at all block parties! Yeah! Sensation? You were the laughing stock of the whole block party! First you jumped in the bouncy house, and then you sang Hopey Copey? Don't be a moron! What are you talking about, the bouncy house? Ronnie, you were small enough to play in there with all the other little kids! You were a smash! Fuck this guy! I'm begging you, for once, act your age. play a little pinochle, dance to some Lawrence Welk like a normal senior citizen would. Fuck this guy! Take those pinochle cards and shove them right up Lawrence Welk's ass! We're doing the hopey-copey! Yeah, I'm gonna be the star at my block party, singing hopey-copey and doing karaoke.
Who would have thought Ronnie was facing such inner turmoil? Certainly not me. Now let's get out of Ronnie's head and onto the pavement. Yes, folks, it's time for more of Ronnie on the Street.
It's Ronnie on the street, Ronnie on the street, Ronnie on the street, Ronnie on the street. He's so cute and just over 5 feet. So come and join Ronnie on the street, yeah!
Hey, it's Richard and Sal, and we're back with another edition of Ronnie on the Street. And today we're going to ask people, what nationality do they think this little whippersnapper is? Hi, how are you, ma'am?
Very well, thank you.
So you see this little guy right here? What nationality do you think he is?
Probably, he looks like a cross between a German or a very unhappy American.
Russian.
Something Middle Eastern of some kind.
This looks like a little bit Irish and Spanish mix.
I guess Italian would have been the first one. Greek or Italian.
Looks like an old Italian motherfucker.
What makes you think that?
Because the way he's dressed.
He's dressed